For 2030, and these are all retrofit, small micro projects for cities.
In South Africa would be interested. I can make the contact because they can just call from there and say we did it here. Let's do it there with you.
Also ich habe damals gesagt, ich fand das gut, dass Leipzig diesen Laserstreck gemacht hat. Aber das war dann ganz schön. Ich bin vom Tisch hier in die Stadtpolitik gekommen und habe mich mit Bildung beschäftigt. Und da traf ich.
So what's going to be the same? And it's this. In the end, it will not be the police or the intelligence agencies, however good they are, that uncover terrorists and defeat terror. It will be communities. And that will require new paradigms of community policing, two of which we are introducing in London.
In this kind of system, although you may have good technology, you may have all those modern gadgets to scare yourself, but that can't provide you foolproof security. What is more important is the community support, the community participation. And even if we failed, we succeeded in detecting the cases with, again, community support because they came forward. Like we had bomb blast 7/11 in Mumbai on the suburban railways. And detection was possible only with the community support, I can assure you.
Thank you, everybody.
I think this is a good way of doing things, but you have to master fear. You have to reconnect people, show that they have a lot in common. Fears and rumors of crime, which destroy the use of public space, should be confronted, selected, and addressed in public debates. And for me, those are multiple problems, and with calling for multiple solutions. And there is no doubt in my mind, and this has been said already, that more inclusive cities are the solution.
There are all sorts of pictures painted of a full surveillance society and all the rest of it. That's not the way this will work, if it's going to work at all. It's got to be because the communities want to live in a safe place, want to have, as I said earlier, transparent governance of the security apparatus. And I think it will go in the way that the big cities of the world are going, which is towards a more inclusive society rather than one that is separate.
Literally, form has to follow function, and functions in any living city change. Therefore, when we build buildings that can only serve one function and then have to be abandoned, we are not following the precept of a truly radical modernism.
So if one makes some sort of decision as to whether to keep cities relatively compact or relatively spread out, one can have a massive impact simply by reducing the amount of travel time in cars, by reducing the amount of energy that needs to be used for transfer of electricity, by keeping the sewers shorter, etc., etc. Everything drives towards a sort of more compact model.
However important buildings are, the infrastructure is infinitely more important. You can't talk about that subject without addressing issues of density, quality, public space, the importance of transport and connectivity, and the relationship between history and change.
What I propose is that we look at our cities as old, overgrown gardens, full of bad shrubs and bushes that are sort of suffocating now the good plants, the good spaces, the water of our cities. I think those gardens need absolute immediate intervention.
Really, the way we look at our cities is wrong. We don't see the value in the spaces on the ground that are very close to where these huge, vast, swelling masses of people are. I was once accused of wanting to build a Berlin Wall round cities rather than across cities. Well, I don't want to build a Berlin Wall round cities, but I do want to charge people for the cost of wrecking our cities by leaving them. They are not just destroying the environment, but they're actually creating polarized, segregated cities.
I think that question is one of the paradoxes of a conference which is about a subject which is a huge one and which various interests see as their territory. And I think what we've been trying to do is actually create a series of overlaps.
Let me just move on. I think in South Africa, because of the recent changes, we have a society which is in rapid transition. 90% of the inhabitants of the inner city were not there 10 years ago. So in a period of a decade, we've had almost 100% demographic change. The built form has remained pretty much intact. Of course, it has been altered. But it's this kind of rapid change, I think, which is posing new challenges for this new urbanity.